Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to welcome you to Jamaica's national launch event for the work of the High-Level Panel for a Sustainable Ocean Economy. I invite you to sit. Let me acknowledge, firstly, Prime Minister, Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Senator the Honorable Leslie Campbell, State Minister, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Wayne Henry, from Director General of the PIOJ, Mr. Peter Knight, NEPA, Rear Admiral Peter Brady, and Professor Mona Weber. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Just over 2 years ago, Jamaica, and specifically Prime Minister Andrew Holness, was invited to join the high-level panel by Prime Minister Solberg of Norway. The work of this panel was to be groundbreaking and unique. Much work is done on the environmental impacts of the ocean. Very little work has been done around its economic potential, around how we can use the ocean to improve the impacts of climate change. That work has been done over the last 2 years and is groundbreaking and significant. Now, the result of that work is a transformations document which was launched and received the support of the UN Secretary General on December 3rd. But outside of that, the panel has also, for the world's use and certainly for Jamaica's use, produced a call to action as it relates to climate change and how we use the ocean. It has also produced a report which is very similar to the IC report, which would have brought to the world's attention the issues of us not allowing climate change to increase temperatures by more than 1.5. That document was launched last year, which told us about the state of the oceans. And it was quite frightening when we read it, but it also outlined the potentials and the actions that we can take to improve this. Additionally, and perhaps most importantly, to my mind, is the 20 blue papers which the Prime Minister will hand over today. These blue papers touch a variety of topics, but what it does, colleagues, and what it does for all of those watching, is that it will give our heads of agencies, it will give academia, and it will give our citizens a view and a roadmap of sorts for how we need to see ourselves as an ocean state, the policy decisions that we need to make, and ways in which it will benefit us. The work of this panel is interesting. One of the things that would have come out of the work of this panel would have been a look at Jamaica's fisheries. The recommendations tabled here today, Prime Minister, believe that if we follow these particular recommendations, Jamaica could move from its fishing yield of 15 million metric tons to 200 million metric tons over a 7-year period with particular interventions. So it is not just environmental work that says restrict, prohibit. It says take these steps, and this is the economic benefit that we will get. Today's program will be a short one. You will be addressed by Director General of PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, and you will receive the keynote address from Prime Minister Holness. Right before Prime Minister Holness speaks, we will also show a brief video which would have been unveiled last week at the launch of the transformations document. Thank you. Dr. Henry, can I invite you?
See them moving the podium to the right, they assume I'm right-handed. Chairperson, Senator the Honorable Matthew Samuda, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of National Security, and Sherpa for Jamaica, the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, Senator the Honorable Leslie Campbell, State Minister, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and Chair of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management, Mr. Peter Knight, Chief Executive Officer and Government Town Planner at the National Environment and Planning Agency and Vice Chair of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management, Rear Admiral Peter Brady, Director General at Maritime Authority Jamaica and Vice Chair of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management, Professor Mona Weber, Director, Center for Marine Sciences at the University of the West Indies and member of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm honored on behalf of the Planning Institute of Jamaica and in my capacity as sous Sherpa to the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy to participate in today's symbolic handing over of the Blue Papers, which represent the culmination of a comprehensive assessment of ocean science and knowledge commissioned by the panel that has significant policy relevance, as you heard our chairperson speak of. Jamaica's membership in the Ocean Panel is aligned to our commitment to implement the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, which through SDG 14.7 targets the sustainable use of marine resources, including through the sustainable management of fisheries, aquaculture and tourism to increase the economic benefits to small island developing states, SIDS, by 2030. Outcome 13 of Vision 2030 Jamaica, or National Development Plan, which predates the SDGs and is a mechanism through which the SDGs are implemented, commits to the sustainable use and management of environmental and natural resources, recognizing that a healthy natural environment is key to sustainable development and human survival. I must indicate that our recognition of the importance of the ocean is long-standing. In 1998, the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management was established and serves as a high-level, multidisciplinary, interagency advisory body on matters related to ocean and coastal zone management. The Council, whose mandate includes formulating marine sector policies and promoting public awareness of the importance of marine resources to sustainable development, was instrumental in the drafting of the Keys Management Policy for the effective management of the island's keys and associated ecosystems. Jamaica's endorsement of the Ocean Panel's agenda is therefore a continuation of an existing commitment to place sustainability at the heart of ocean management. In closing, as we seek to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families and do business, ocean management cannot remain isolated, but must be effectively integrated into all development decisions at all levels and across all sectors. A whole-of-system approach must be taken to not only understand and address ocean stresses, but also to promote effective land management and spatial planning. Let us work together to give it 100%. Thank you.
The ocean gives us life. It feeds us, entertains us, connects us, inspires us, and powers our success.
I grew up in a beachside suburb of Sydney, and it was very often the case that I'd head down to the beach after school with my mates. It is so much part of our way of life.
From an early age, you learn how to swim, you learn how to fish. That's a very important part of our culture and tradition.
Indigenous peoples have lived in harmony with our natural world and our oceans for millennia, and we need to draw from their expertise on how to better support and cherish and steward our oceans.
We are sailors, we are fishermen, we are industrialists, we are dependent on the oceans.
But today, the ocean's health is off track. At a time when we are already looking to recover from the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic, we understand how vulnerable we are to health and other shocks.
It's important that we consider ocean as a partner. Life on Earth as we know it depends on the health of the ocean.
Research shows that a healthier ocean is a smart investment that will deliver social, health and economic and environmental benefits.
The health of our Earth and the health of our people are linked. They're totally intertwined.
我々の未来は海とともにあります。
Nuestra visión es encontrar un balance entre la conservación y el uso sustentable de los recursos del mar.
I believe we can choose a triple win, a win for people, a win for nature and our economy.
Where effective protection, sustainable production, and equitable prosperity go hand in hand.
The Ocean Panel, composed of 14 serving world leaders, has put forward a new ocean action agenda.
Nous invitons à assurer une gestion durable de 100% des zones océaniques se trouvant à l'intérieur des limites de nos territoires.
Listening to science, listening to research, listening to best practices that we have seen work for many other countries.
Sustainable ocean action should be a cornerstone of national and global policies.
Pengelolaan laut yang berkelanjutan akan mendukung pencapaian SDGs.
We are looking for reason to believe that in 2021 and beyond, we can not only fix what COVID did to the world, but also fix the problems we already had on our plate.
Climate change, pollution, ecosystem collapse, economic instability, unhealthy diets, poverty, and unsustainable practices across all sectors.
The answer is a healthy ocean with sustainability at its core.
Oceans may separate us physically, but they can also bring humanity together for a healthy, prosperous future.
El esfuerzo por una economía oceánica sostenible y sustentable tiene que ser multisectorial y multilateral.
We call on more world leaders and other partners to join us in turning the 100% goal into reality and treat the oceans as the solutions for the future.
The ocean gives us so much, let's give it 100%.
A video, you would have just seen a video, which shows the panel members addressing you and speaking to the work of the high-level panel. The panel is comprised of 13 elected leaders and UN Special Envoy to the Oceans, Peter Thompson. Now, to address us this afternoon and to officially launch and reaffirm Jamaica's commitment to giving it 100 and to the transformations document, allow me to welcome panel member, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica.
As you can see, we continue to hold faithfully to the infection prevention and control measures. As awkward as they may appear, they have been very effective in keeping us safe, and especially those who have made sure that these measures have become a part of their routine, including wearing the mask, even though it, fogs up my lens, but that's just a minor inconvenience. So allow me to take off my mask and store it somewhere safe. Senator, the Honorable Matthew Samuda, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of National Security, and Jamaica's Sherpa, to the high-level panel for sustainable ocean economy. Senator the Honorable Leslie Campbell, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, and Chair of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management. Dr. Wayne Henry, Chairman and Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, and Sue Sherpa for Jamaica on the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy. Mr. Peter Knight, Chief Executive Officer, National Environmental and Planning Agency, and Vice Chair of the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management. Rear Admiral Peter Brady, Director General of the Maritime Authority of Jamaica, and Vice Chair of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management. Professor Mona Weber, Director, Center for Maritime Sciences University of the West Indies, and member of the National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management. Specially invited guests in our virtual viewing audience, representatives of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We have an audience inside here. Not a large audience, but one that could certainly do a little better. In September 2018, I made the decision to join with 13 other world leaders to be a part of the Ocean Panel. The panel is extremely important to Jamaica. Jamaica being an archipelagic state, Jamaica has an exclusive economic zone of approximately 235,000 square kilometers, which is approximately 24 times our landmass. Most of our population live in communities within 5 kilometers of the coast. The island's 2 cities, Kingston and Montego Bay, and 10 of our 14 parish capitals are located along the coast. Jamaica has also one of the highest levels of fish consumption per capita. I bet you didn't know that. And that's according to the FAO. And fishing remains a major source of livelihood for many Jamaican households. The ocean economy presents vast potential for growth and development. However, we also recognize increasing threats to ocean health from human activities and climate change. Global warming threatens existence of coral reefs and marine litter, mainly plastics, continues to be a major threat to ocean health. Jamaica has experienced devastating impacts of climate change with significant impact on marine ecosystems and coastal infrastructure. It is therefore critical to strike a balance between development, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. The new Ocean Agenda advocates for this balance. The Ocean Panel, which is co-chaired by Norway and Palau, represents nations of highly diverse oceanic, economic, and political perspectives. There is, however, a common thread that ties us together. Members of the panel are all driven by a commitment to partnership, shared knowledge, and policy informed by science to advance values underpinning a sustainable ocean economy. Effective protection, sustainable production, and equitable prosperity. On December 2nd, 2020, the members collectively put forward a new ocean action agenda to achieve 100% sustainable ocean management of areas within national jurisdiction guided by sustainable ocean plans by 2025, and to support a global target to protect 30% of the ocean by 2030. The agenda was not derived in a vacuum, but rather was the result of an unprecedented scientific knowledge base for action, including 20 commissioned blue papers, 3 special reports, and a politically endorsed document, Transformations for a Sustainable Ocean Economy, a Vision of Protection, Production, and Prosperity. The Transformations document set out a headline commitment to 100% sustainable ocean management in national waters and offers 74 priority actions that focus on 5 critical areas: ocean wealth, ocean health, ocean equity, ocean knowledge, and ocean finance. Together, they point to where the world should be in the next decade, when the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development conclude. Today, I am pleased to bring national spotlight on this global initiative. As Dr. Henry highlighted in his remarks, Vision 2030, Jamaica's National Development Plan, actively advocates for the sustainable management and use of environmental resources. This national commitment towards achieving ocean sustainability in Jamaica was bolstered by the establishment of a multi-agency National Council on Ocean and Coastal Zone Management to formulate marine sector policies and promote public awareness of the importance of marine resources to sustainable development. I would like to recognize the presence of key members of the Council who are here with us today. Initiatives currently being pursued which recognize the importance of national ocean resources include the World Bank-funded project for assessment and economic valuation of coastal protection services provided by mangroves in Jamaica, currently being implemented by the University of the West Indies, among others. The project aims to provide an estimate of economic value of coastal protection services provided by mangrove ecosystems. Under the project, a habitat risk assessment will be carried out to evaluate impact of human activities on mangroves and to identify potential reduction of ecosystem services involved in coastal protection. It is also well known that the government imposed a ban on importation, manufacture, distribution, and use of certain types of plastics on January 1, 2019. These include single-use plastic carrier shopping bags, expanded polystyrene foam, and plastic drinking straws. The ban is expected to reduce the volume of plastic waste being produced, thereby reducing the volume of marine litter. Jamaica has also been party to numerous international conventions which are directly related to safeguarding our country's coastal marine resources. These include Convention on Biological Diversity, the Ramsar Convention, which promotes conservation and effective management of wetland areas and up to 6 meters below sea level, and that was ratified in 1998. And the Cartagena Convention, which is aimed at protection and development of the marine environment of the wider Caribbean region. Once again, Jamaica has taken the lead to be part of this important global initiative and further demonstrates its commitment to sustainable ocean management. In closing, I reiterate that the richness of Jamaica's oceans must be managed sustainably to ensure that productivity and diversification is achieved for the benefit of people and communities whose livelihoods depend on it, and for the benefit of a healthy planet. Jamaica is therefore committed to do its part on sustainable ocean management to achieve 100%. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will now hand over the blue papers symbolically to the heads of agencies who will lead the implementation of policy, and we hope that the science and the studies that are all well documented will have an impact on Jamaica's ocean management.
Followed by Director General of the PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, Sue Sherpa also to the panel. Mr. Peter Knight, CEO, NEPA, National Environmental and Planning Agency. Rear Admiral Peter Brady, Director General at the Maritime Authority of Jamaica and Vice Chair of the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management. And lastly for this afternoon, Professor Mona Webber, Director of the Center of Marine Sciences, University of the West Indies, and member of the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management.
Professor, I don't know why I feel that you are going to be probably the only one that actually reads on it. It is it. Another knowledge in there.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. To note, Prime Minister, the packages that you have distributed this afternoon will also be sent to heads of agencies relevant to ocean management, as well as to national libraries and the libraries of our universities, to ensure that this work doesn't just stay as an academic exercise for a few, but is available to all others who wish to look and help us with policy development and lead the way for Jamaica to become truly an ocean state in a dominant way, Prime Minister. Further to note, the members of the Ocean Panel the members of the National Council on Oceans and Coastal Zone Management were consulted at every step of the way on the call to action for climate action through the oceans, at the actual launch point for the report on the state of the oceans and on the transformations document, as well as on the blue papers, Prime Minister. So the blue papers represent the best of science, and it is certainly Jamaica's hope that they will be used not just by us, but by all countries, even outside of the panel. I wish to thank all of those who were with us in person and all of those who joined us online. As we've come to say in the Ocean Panel, ocean health is ocean wealth, and in Jamaica we know that this will help us to build back stronger. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.